gosh. Not too shabby. Like, things were like not bad. Something happened and it really scared me. The best thing of 2022. My love life last year was insane. It was so crazy. I'm so excited. 2023. Hey guys, yo, what's up? Cherie here. It is the new year. Wow, it's 2023 now. It is January 3rd as I am filming this. I wanted to film this before the new year, but I took some time off. It's my winter break right now. That's why I'm home when it's light out. I'm not working. I did want to film this video though, just to like wrap up 2022 because I feel like I learned so much that I want to share with you guys, and then also talk about what my plans and goals are for the year 2023. So yeah, I feel like I've gone through a lot of character development this last year, and now I'm excited to, I don't know, start to put things into action and to like learn from all that happened last year and make myself a better person. So that is like what I want this video to be. This is just gonna be my wrap up of last year, just me going over everything, my lessons learned and stuff like that, and things I want to change and do better at, and just new things that I want to do in the year 2023. So I hope that this video is enjoyable. I'm not sure, it's just gonna be me talking about my time in Korea this past year. So yeah, let's just go over the year, why don't we, and talk about what I learned and what we're gonna do differently this year. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. First, let's go over just like literally January through December of last year, just what happened. Just a quick review. So January, I think January is the month that I clarify as like the time that I started to really make friends and like hang out with friends, which was awesome. I like finally met Natalia, because me and Natalia have been messaging a lot, like online and talking and stuff that way, but we'd never met in person. So I finally met Natalia, and some other friends started coming to my life, like in church and stuff like that. I also went on my first solo trip in January during Seollal, so Lunar New Year. I went to Sukcho, and that is honestly one of my favorite videos that I feel like I've ever filmed. It was important to me because I'd always been super afraid to solo travel for some reason in Korea, but I finally did it in that video, and I was so happy with how it turned out too. So for me, that it was such a fun creative project for me to work on that Sukcho video. So yeah, you can check it out if you want to. I also met my hairstylist Sujung. Oh my gosh, and Sujung has become such a prominent person in my life. I feel like I don't think she knows it, but like I have loved going to her hair salon multiple times within the past year. So yeah, her info will be in the description below, by the way, if you're in Korea and you want to get your hair done. Sujung is literally the best. I love her. I've been going to her for a year now to get my hair done, and like she's so good, so good. So that was January. Lots of like firsts, I feel like, not lots of new things. In February, things went a little downhill. I got really sick to the point where like I almost threw up when I was teaching at my hagwon, and actually I had to go. My boss like literally like sent me home that Friday early so I could rest, and it turns out like actually I just had like a really extreme case of gastritis, which is stomach inflammation. So I got an endoscopy. That was a fun time. But at the end of February, I ended up meeting two of my Gwangju friends in Seoul. They were in Seoul, Noelle and Soleil. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. I met them at like in Dongdaemun, I think it was in Dongdaemun, yeah. And it was so much fun. And then they were like, oh my gosh, you should come to Gwangju. And I was like, oh my gosh, I should. So that leads into March. March, I went on lots more trips. Okay, I went on 2 trips, so that's a lot for 1 month. I went to Busan and to Gwangju. Busan was so fun. Natalia just like called me up one night and she was like, hey, what are you doing like tomorrow? Do you want to go to Busan? I'm like, let's do it. So that was really fun. I made a video there. It was rainy, but it was a fun time. And then I finally went to Gwangju, which is one of my favorite cities in Korea. I stayed with Noelle, and yeah, me and Noelle met because we were she was a subscriber of mine for a really long time. So yeah, it was really fun. Me and Noelle just like hit it off. We're such good friends, and it was such a fun time being in Gwangju. Oh, I also dyed my hair pink in March. Yes, that is when it happened. Before I went to Busan, I dyed my hair pink. That was a fun time. I've always wanted to do that. That was really great. At the end of the month, though, the end of March, I got COVID. Dun 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 dun. So I finally did it. Got COVID. I actually filmed the whole vlog and I never posted it. I might post it in the future because it was just, I filmed it was great. It was great. So yeah, that bled into April. So April, I was just finishing quarantine, and honestly, like April, I just think sick. I don't think cherry blossoms or anything. I was just very sick in April because like after COVID, I think I had like a lot of long COVID symptoms where I just like felt really not myself physically for like a whole month, honestly. So yeah, I just like the videos that I made were not as good in my opinion. I took some time off of YouTube and I just really felt sick. Like I would go out for a few hours and then be exhausted and I didn't know why. And I'm pretty sure it was because I had gotten COVID. So yeah, April, I just think it was like I was just really sick and it was a tough month, to be honest. I mean, the cherry blossoms were very pretty, but yeah, it was tough. It was a tough month, not gonna lie. May was fun. So the first weekend of May, actually, I went to Gwangju for my birthday, which was so much fun. I really enjoyed myself there. It was a really, really good weekend. I did experience some burnout in Gwangju though. Like I got really, really tired because of all the traveling and all that stuff, and I was still getting over COVID and stuff like that. And so, like it was a really good trip and I loved it so much, but I was really tired as well. But by the end of it, I was still feeling really good, really happy. And then the next day, May 2nd, was my birthday and I turned 25 and I hung out with my friend Janaea. Oh, I love her so much. Janaea was one of my friends that I made at church and she was on an exchange program at Korea대, Korea University. And we became instant friends. It was so much fun. But yeah, so my actual birthday was Janaea and that was like such a good time. Janaea, if you're watching this, I miss you so much and I need to see you again. So that was a great way to start out the month of May. I also took a solo trip in May, which I really enjoyed. I went to Incheon in May for a solo trip, Songdo area, and that was really fun. Like actually, I really liked that video that I filmed and I was so happy with the day. It was awesome. I went to Daegu. Oh my gosh, I went to Daegu too. I actually traveled a decent amount this year, guys, not gonna lie. So I went to Incheon and I went to Daegu with Natalia, which Daegu, I still don't like Daegu. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Daegu. It's just like a big city. Like, it's just like Seoul. Like, if you're living in Seoul, there's not really much to do in Daegu because everything that you can do in Daegu, you can find in Seoul, in my opinion. So yeah, that's Daegu for you. It's not really a touristy place to go to, just so y'all know. May was like, not too shabby. Like, things were like not bad in May. It was a pretty decent month, I think. But then June happened. And in June was like so-so. I was starting to get really busy in June. 2 sponsors emailed me in June and I started to work with them starting in June. And I just started to overcommit myself to a lot of things. And things were starting to get busy. Like things were getting really busy with work and YouTube and stuff like that. The bright thing that happened in June was my dad visited me and he was here for a week and I took a week off of work because my hagwon's the best and I got to hang out with him and like we did film some videos. So other than filming with my dad, I really didn't film any videos because I was really exhausted, but hanging out with my dad was like a really good thing. It was so much fun and I'm so glad that he came and he really enjoyed his time here. So yeah, that was really fun to just like show my dad my independent life here in Korea and he was like really proud of me actually. So I was just like, it was nice to feel that from my dad. But anyways, I had some personal stuff going through my head too, some emotional things going on that I'm not going to talk about, but that there was this big thing that like really drained me for the month of June. But I got through it. July was it was worse than June, to be honest. So yes, July, guys, was honestly, I look back, it was one of the worst months of this year, if not the worst month of this year. I, completed 2 videos with my sponsors, which, I'm so thankful for them, working with them, and the videos I really like how they turned out and stuff, but it was really draining to do that and also work at the same time. It was also so hot. It was so hot in July. Oh my goodness. And honestly, I hardly filmed any YouTube videos in July, I don't think, just because everything was so crazy and I had overcommitted myself to so many things and stuff like that. I also lost my wallet in July with my passport in it and everything, so that was also super duper stressful. By the end of July, I had a major burnout. We had summer break the last week of July and I went to Busan and I crashed. Something happened and it really scared me actually, cause like once I finally was done with everything and I could like rest on my bed and I didn't have anywhere to be, anything to do, I started to feel the strangest sensations. My body like started to feel kind of tingly and numb, which was really scary. And then I felt like I couldn't really swallow. That freaked me out. I was like, if I can't swallow, I can't breathe. What is going on right now? I was so scared, you guys. I was so scared. And I was just in Busan of all places at 9 or 10 p.m. at night. I didn't know what to do and I didn't know what was happening to my body and I felt hot and cold all at once and I was like, what is going on? And I freaked out. I did not know what to do. Thankfully, I have a friend of mine who's in med school right now in the Philippines, and so I messaged him. I was like, dude, I have really weird symptoms and I need you to explain them to me because I don't know what is going on right now. I was like, this is serious, dude, I'm not joking. And so we ended up talking. I explained my symptoms and everything to him, and he gave me, like, you know, his opinion as somebody who's in med school, right? Because he couldn't diagnose me with anything, right? But like basically his educated like guess kind of what was going on, which he told me it was probably just like extreme like exhaustion or something like that, combined with maybe some sort of like anxiety sort of thing. But extreme exhaustion was like which is most likely what was going on. I was just so exhausted because I'd worked so hard for so long. And so yeah. So I was so thankful for my friend to like tell me that I'm fine and that I most likely didn't need to go to the hospital. That really calmed me down. Props to you, med school friend. But in Busan, I was there for like 3 days. I think I was really sick. Like I was just so exhausted. And it kind of ruined my trip. I did film a video called Burnt Out in Busan, and I never posted it because I had some audio issues, but I did want to share some of the clips with you guys though, because it's like, you can just see how dead I was inside. I was like really struggling.
Hey guys. It's 11:27 p.m. and I'm feeling like I did last night. Not exactly like that, but I feel like really nauseous and lightheaded and dizzy. So I think I worked myself again today. I worked myself again. You know what the worst thing is that like, even like last night, I was like, did I work hard enough this week? Why is my body shutting down on me? Haven't I worked hard? Like, couldn't I work harder? Maybe I didn't do that much. Why am I feeling this way? It's like I can't believe that I've overworked myself. Like, I actually feel physically sick right now, and I was gonna end this vlog talking about some deep things that were on my mind, but now I just feel really sick. Well, I guess this is Cherie burnt out in Busan for you. At least I don't have to pretend I'm fine right now for the camera. I'm not fine, guys. I'm not okay.
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, poor Cherie. You went through too much. In August, I was recovering slowly from my burnout. I also had this like existential crisis that happened also during that week that I had off of work. The beginning of August where I was actually 100% burnt out. And I don't think I'd ever really experienced that before. And that shook me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm not taking care of myself. Like this is crazy. August, I did take some time off and I recovered slowly from my burnout, kind of figured myself out. By September, I was pretty much fully recovered from my burnout and my existential crisis thing that I was having. And I made some new friends in September, which was really fun. I did a lot of new experiences in September, which I think was really good because I gained like joy and life out of new experiences. Oh my gosh, I also went to a church retreat for all like the singles in my church. That was so fun. We went to Sujung. It was so fun. I had a really good time. Like we had like this whole talent show thing. It was such a good time. Oh my gosh. That was the best. That was probably my highlight of September. It was a lot of fun. And I actually wasn't even gonna go. It was like a last minute thing that I was just like, you know what? Yeah, I think I need to go. So I went and it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself a lot. And then October happened. Like the first week of October, I had to get a surgery. Yeah, near my tailbone. It was like, yeah, I filmed all the videos about that surgery. So that drained me for most of the month because I had to recover from that surgery. And it usually takes like 2 to 4 weeks to fully recover from that surgery. Like I really, like after that surgery, I couldn't sit down for like a whole week. Like I could not sit down for a week, guys. Really internalize that. That was so much. So yeah, that wasn't fun. So yeah, October was a struggle, but I did start taking italki classes. That was around the end of September or the beginning of October. And italki classes, it was just something that I wanted to try out. Like I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. Because in September, I also decided that I wanted to study Korean more seriously. And so I was like, let's take some italki classes. Let's try it out. That was really fun, actually. I love my italki classes. I don't know if you know, but I give like updates on my Instagram like all the time about my classes and my teacher and different stories that happen during class. But I really, really like my classes a lot. So that was like the one thing in October that I really appreciated was those italki classes. And honestly, my surgery sucked, but it did help me rest a bit, which is kind of what I needed as well. So yeah. November was another super duper busy month for me. Oh my goodness. I feel like November, I signed myself up for too much. I overcommitted myself for the end of the year. And by that overcommitment, I was just out of my mind. So crazy. Honestly, November's just a blur to me. I honestly don't even remember all that happened in November. I just remember being constantly having to do something, one thing or another, and I just felt like I had no time to rest at all. So yeah, fun times. Now, December, last month. Oh my goodness. December was a whirlwind. I swear, Decembers are always crazy for me in one way or another. I broke my phone, very beginning of December, so that was fun. I had to go to the embassy also and finally order a new passport for myself because I had been putting that off for so long. Finally figured that out, went to the embassy. That was a whole endeavor. So my work life was busy, my life after work was busy. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So I honestly didn't even have much time to feel the Christmas spirit until probably like the week of Christmas when I started going shopping and stuff like that. I honestly wasn't in the Christmas spirit for most of the month, and that made me really sad. But because I had overcommitted myself, like I said, in November, and those commitments just like bled into December as well. December is also kind of a blur. But Christmas weekend, I did have 2 meetups with subscribers, which was so much fun. I would love meeting you guys in person. I feel like we actually vibe like so well in person. And I don't know, it's really cool to see like, I don't know, you guys in real life, to know that you're not just numbers, but like actual people. That was really fun. And I loved having those 2 meetups, and I want to continue having meetups. I think it would be so much fun. So yeah. But yeah, Christmas time was great. Finally was able to rest, and then I took time off, right, from kind of like everything for my winter break that I'm just finishing right now. And now here we are. Yeah, on New Year's Eve, I was in Hongdae with Renee. That was so much fun. Noraebang, food, busking. Oh yeah, that was really fun actually. I enjoyed it. My New Year's Eve was like chill in like a good way. Like nobody was at Hongdae. I kind of liked it because I never go to Hongdae. Anyway, so that was really fun. I had a really good New Year's Eve. And now here we are. Here we are. Now I want to talk about the good things that happened in 2022 versus the bad things that happened in 2022, and then basically what I learned and like now what I want to do this year. So the good things that happened in 2022, I think the main thing, the number one prize winner of 2022 was the friends that came into my life. Honestly, you guys, honestly, oh my goodness. Like guys, New Year's Eve of 2021 was like the saddest day. I just spent it alone in my apartment eating cake and feeling very lonely. I actually filmed this random clip for myself that New Year's Eve, and I want to share it with you guys. It's because I think it's very interesting to look back and see. The only reason I'm filming is because I'm eating a cake all for myself for the first time. To be in a place in life, this time next year, to be in a place in life where I feel at home and where I feel surrounded by lovely people. Just have like a really good like family like environment, whether that's the friends that I have or if I do have a significant other or just the place that I'm living in. I just wish that I'll just feel home and feel connected with people and like I have a good support system and like really good people in my life and just feeling really good. with everything like that. And I know that's a weird wish, but I'm feeling lonely, you know, as the year comes to an end. So I'm just filming this because maybe Cherie's gonna look on this in the future. I think next year's gonna be really good. Like, I honestly think that this year was tough in so many ways, but I grew so much, and now like I'll start to see the results of my growth. You know what I'm saying? My biggest concern is just feeling lonely. Bye-bye. I think it's so interesting how like my wish in that clip was like wishing to kind of have good friends and to feel like I have like a good people here in Korea and stuff like that. And I remember that night I actually prayed to God and I just asked him like for friends to come into my life in the year of 2022. I really prayed for that, and that was like my wish, and I really wanted it to happen. And in 2022 I literally made some of the best friends I've ever made. Oh my gosh, my friend Berenice, which she's AI on my phone, not really, she lives in Canada, but you've never met her. Soleil, Natalia, Noelle, Alexi, Janaea, all these amazing people like came into my life this year, and I'm just like so grateful. I'm so incredibly grateful for the friendships that I made. That was like the best thing of 2022. Another thing that I really liked about 2022 is I did travel a lot, which I loved because I love to travel. I traveled all around Korea and I learned a lot about different areas in Korea, which was really good. Also, my dad coming to Korea was pretty great. We ended up on the news. That was epic. And I actually started working at like a good hagwon. Like my hagwon was not toxic at all, which was really nice. And I did a lot of things I'd previously thought impossible, which was really cool. Like I proved to myself that I could do hard things, which I am very thankful for in 2022. And honestly, I just had some of the coolest, craziest experiences, and I'm just like so thankful. There's a lot of good that came in 2022, and I grew so much in a lot of like positive ways, and so I'm very thankful for all that. Just like the new experiences, the people that I met, the places I traveled to, that combined just like was fantastic for me last year. Now the bad things about 2022. Oh my gosh. Honestly, I didn't realize 2022 had so many issues. Like I had so many issues in 2022 until I looked back. As December had come upon me and I was like looking back and I was like, oh my gosh, I made a lot of mistakes. The biggest one being that I worked way too hard. Like I worked so hard to the point of burnout, like twice. I worked so hard, you guys, and to the point it would sometimes where I would just like work so hard that like as I would get into bed after the day, I literally would just like cry because I was so exhausted. Basically, I feel like 2022, there was a cycle of me working really, really hard, exceeding, excelling, and then once I like got to this breaking point of working too hard, I crashed. Okay, and then I like, you know, had to like, I got sick or something happened, and then I just had to crash and just rest, and then once I felt better, work, and then crash again. And like, it's like I kept on going up and down, then up and down, then up and down. But as the year went on, like I started not being able to handle it as physically, because this was happening over and over and over again. I think like the first time I worked too hard and then I crashed, it wasn't that bad. I was in like February, it wasn't that bad, it was fine. But then, you know, I started to work really, really hard again, and then I crashed again in April with COVID and all of that. As I kept going through a cycle over and over and over again, my body kept breaking down. I think like mentally and physically, I just kept breaking down a little bit more. So by the end of the year, I felt so exhausted. And this is all my fault. Like I'm not trying to like explain myself away or anything. Like I'm not a perfect YouTuber. I'm not a perfect person on social media. Like I know a lot of people like hold influencers up to certain standards and stuff like that. I don't think I reach those standards. Like I'm just a human being, like experiencing life in Korea, trying to figure things out, and I'm still going through a lot of character development. I'm still making lots of mistakes like we all do. And I'm learning and growing from these mistakes. You might say like, you should have known better, you should have done this, but I mean, I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm getting better. I honestly was hating on myself a little bit for how much I worked this year, but I decided instead of to make that like a negative experience, to just take it and learn from it and grow. So that's what I'm trying to do in this video. Yeah. But anyways, a lot of my problems stem from just working too hard, like getting sick pretty easily, all the stress that I ended up having, all the burnout that I ended up having, all the negative emotions that I ended up having. It all kind of stemmed from working too hard. So yeah, that was interesting to look back and realize. So yeah, I just like wasn't prioritizing my health as well. Like I wasn't really exercising as much as I usually do. I wasn't eating as well as I usually do. And again, that probably also helped me get sick. It was not good. My love life also this year, y'all don't know, but my last year, my love life last year was insane. I don't talk about my love life or anything like that on YouTube because like I can talk about myself and my personal life, like no problem, unless it involves other people. Like any guys that I've had any sort of experiences with, negative or positive, I'm not gonna put that in this video because like just in respect to those guys. This channel is like for me and I'm gonna put out what I'm comfortable putting out, not what other guys may be uncomfortable with, if that makes sense. But just know my love life last year was like so crazy. And I think that also caused some like emotional stuff going on throughout the year. Anyways, so yeah, other than that, the biggest thing, even more than working myself, like up there with working myself too hard, that I really sincerely regret about 2022 was the fact that I put off God. And not like that much. It's just like, again, I was so overcommitted that I did not put my focus on him as much as I wanted to. So I am Christian, if y'all didn't know. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aka LDS, aka Mormon. Yeah, that's me. My relationship with God is so important to me. And I've experienced it for myself that when I put my focus on God and on Christ, my life is happier. Okay, I don't do it because I feel like I have to or because I'm told that I need to or anything like that. I literally just like know for myself. Like nobody can tell me otherwise because I know for myself that when God is in my life and when I actually come to him and include him in my life and in my thoughts and actions and all that, I am happier. I do feel more joy. I do feel more peace. Like oh my gosh, I just know that to be true so much. Like I don't need anybody to preach that to me because I just know it, okay? And so me like putting him off, I think just not having that focus on him just made my life more chaotic, I think. Because I was less, I don't even know how to explain it, but there was a few times last year where I did like come onto Christ more and have him be the center of my life, and I felt so much better in my life. You can call it placebo effect or whatever. I call it God helping me out. Yeah, I don't know, when you ask for help from God, he's gonna help you. He can't take away our agency. We have to be the ones to come unto him and ask for help. And I do believe that those times last year that I did come unto him and focus more on him and include him in my life, I felt so much happier and he blessed me so much in my life. If you want me to make a whole video about kind of my relationship with God and stuff, like let me know, because I feel like some of you have messaged me on Instagram being like really interested about that or wanting me to post videos about that. So if you do want like more of a video about, I don't know, my relationship with God, what I believe in regards to him and stuff like that, let me know. I know that my life would have been more enhanced with God in it, and I would have felt more at peace with him in it, and my burdens would have been lifted more with Christ. And so that was like one of the biggest things, along with overworking myself last year, that I regret. Anyway, so those are the bad things. As in my overall thoughts for this past year, overall thoughts. It was a tough year. It was really tough, but there was so much good also that happened in the year. So I'm just going to take all the bad that happened and learn from it. Learn from it so that this year I don't make the same mistakes. And that's the best I can do. So yeah, I'm definitely aware that this past year I made lots of mistakes. Maybe mistakes honestly mistakes that could have been easily avoidable, but I still made them. But the thing is, that's a good thing in a sense, because we're not on this earth to just be perfect. Straight off the bat, we are on this earth to learn and to grow and to make mistakes and learn from them and, have character development to continually become a better person through our experiences, through learning, through failing. Failing is part of the plan, like on earth. So if you're failing, you're doing it right. It's just what you do with those failures that really makes a difference. What you do with those mistakes. Do you dwell on them? Do you just decide that's the type of person you are and just keep making those mistakes? Or are you like, okay, this happened, this was not good, but guess what? Now I know what not to do and I can learn and grow and be better from it. And that's how I'm choosing to look at this past year. Yeah, I made mistakes, but I learned so much actually through them, and I'm ready to use what I learned in the past to make my future so much better. And so that's how I'm gonna look at it this past year in regards to this year. Yeah. Now for this year's goals. Woohoo! I'm so excited. 2023. So, okay, here are my goals. I like to say goals, not resolutions, because goals is like more achievable, I think, than resolutions. First goal, to rest more and not work as much. I still want to work hard and do work that I'm proud of, but I want to not overcommit myself and kind of just get my priorities straight. Along with this, I want to prioritize my physical health a lot. I honestly think mental health, I'm doing all right. Physical health, I'm not doing okay. I really want to emphasize taking care of my body more. My body's like my biggest asset. And like if your body's not feeling well, you're not gonna get stuff done, right? You're not gonna thrive. So I wanna like eat better. I want to exercise more and just like focus a lot more on just taking care of my physical health. I want to sleep more. Yeah, have that priority straight. Oh yes, I want to keep my priorities straight. Let me go on with this. This is like my huge big goal. Is getting my priorities straight. First, prioritizing God and Christ, 100%. That is really important to me. If I have that focus, I think things are gonna fall into place better. There's this one quote. It's not a quote. Some church leader said it at one point, but it was basically like, if you give God a generous portion of your time, he's gonna multiply the remainder of your time. And I 100% believe that. Again, I like to put things to test when it comes to like God and what people say and what people preach in church and stuff. I'm like, that's interesting. I'm gonna test it out. That's how I gain my own testimony for things. I test things out because I want to know for myself, right? I just want to be told stuff and blindly follow, you know? So anyways, I know through my experience that keeping God number one in my life helps with everything else in my life. So that's why I want him to be my first priority. And then next, I want to prioritize like the people in my life and connecting with people because people are so important to me. My friends and stuff are so important to me. These people in my life are very important to me. And so I really want to focus on connecting with them more and focusing more on them. So yeah, and then from there comes work, YouTube, stuff like that. So I want to just make sure those two priorities are always top and then everything else comes after that. I mean, other than my friends, also just like my own physical health, right? Mental health. So those three things at the top, God, and then my friends and me, and then everything else comes below. That's what, even YouTube comes below that. So I think that's gonna help me a lot this next year, just making sure my priorities are set in stone and that I don't sway from them. Another thing I wanna focus on is studying Korean, because I've actually had so much fun studying Korean. When it comes to Korean, I always had this notion for some reason that I was just not meant to be good at Korean. I was just like, yeah, I'm not the kind of person who can learn a language. I'm not. I put that label on myself. And then I started making friends who like speak Korean and I was like, oh, this would be so much fun to like speak Korean. So I was like, you know what? I'll start studying a little bit again and I'll take italki classes. And I realized I'm like, no, I actually do know more than I thought in Korean and I actually am capable of learning it. And so now that I've taken that label off of myself that I can't learn Korean and I've decided to try and just learn more in fun ways through italki classes, through talking with people in Korean, through all these different ways, like I don't know, it's really fun and it's such a nice thing to do because it's like, you know, like last year, a lot of the year was just like my hagwon, YouTube, friends sometimes, and then that's it. And even when I was with my friends, I would be filming content. So this is like such a fun hobby for me, studying Korean. It's become like a nice hobby, like a good break from like the real world, where I can just focus on like, I don't know, learning Korean and bettering myself. And so I really want to continue to study Korean. I'm taking the TOEIC test actually at the end of this month, TOEIC 1. My italki teacher thinks I'm going to get level 2 easily. And I really hope that that's the case. Because if I'm level 1, I will actually be so sad. So I hope that I get level 2. My italki teacher seems to think I can. If you want my italki teacher, I will put her info in the description below because she is like the best. I love her so much and I'm never going to switch to another teacher. Like she's the best. Anyways, so yeah, I do want to like learn a lot more Korean. I think that would be really, really fun and just to see where that takes me. Yeah, because I want to be here for a while. Like I really love Korea, so it'd be nice to be able to communicate easily with people and things, you know? That'd be great. So yeah, wish me luck with that goal. It's like kind of scary, but I think that's also what makes me want to do it. And another thing that I was thinking, like when I had my existential crisis, I was like, what is most important to me? Like I really was like wondering, I was like, YouTube's not the most important thing. Like I don't know, I was like, why, what's my motivation for life? What's my motivation for doing what I do? And I was just thinking, I came to the conclusion that what I really want in my life is to be a light to people. And I'm not just saying this, like I had a thorough analysis and like I feel the most joy and feel the best when I'm like helping people and when I am like able to make people happy and make people feel good. I really love doing that. That's why I'm like a hype up friend, right? And I really like if my friends are struggling, like I like them to come to me because I really want to help them. And so I was thinking like that's honestly what I really love doing. And that's what I try to do through my YouTube channel too, is to bring joy to you guys, to make you guys feel good or understood or just like happy. That's what I try to do. Like that's my motivation for a lot of the things that I do in my life. And so I want to do that more, like be a light to people. But I can't be a light to people if I have darkness in myself, right? I need to take care of myself basically, and get my own light so that I can share it with people. And so I think that it all kind of boils down to, again, resting more, taking care of myself more so that I can bring light to other people. And like, I don't know, that I can just be a good disciple of Christ too. I don't know. I mean, I think like of what Christ was doing on this earth. He was serving people all the time. He put people first all the time. Even when he was dealing with really hard things, he was serving and he was helping people out and like being there for people. And that's what I want to do too. And so that I know I need to take care of myself in order to do that. And so I'm excited. Like I feel like I have really good goals and things that I want to do in the new year, and I'm very excited about so work less, prioritize like my friends and connections and myself, and be a light to people, and focus on God above everything. And I'm just like, I feel like this is like, these are the core Cherie things that I'm very excited to bring back into my life and to do better. And I'm very excited as well to keep doing YouTube. I have a lot more ideas for things I'm going to do this year, and I'm so excited for that. I'm just really hopeful for the future, and I have a lot of plans, and I'm so excited for you guys to be on this journey with me through the rest of 2023. Yeah, I'm really excited. It's gonna be great. And I'm really excited to keep studying Korean too. I'm gonna definitely be posting more Korean content on this channel. I do want to post more like informational videos and videos that will actually help you guys out, because again, that's what I want to do. I want to be helpful, and I want to help you guys out. So if there's any like topic that you'd like me to discuss or things you want me to talk about, or like videos that you want to see in general, just like let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna get down there and talk with you guys about all this. But yeah, as this video comes to an end, I don't know how long this video is, but I apologize if it is very lengthy. As this video comes to an end, I just wanted to thank you guys so much. I may not respond to all of your comments or respond to all your DMs that you send me, but I see every single one of them. And honestly, during some of the hardest times of the year, like you guys have messaged me or gotten a comment from me that literally would like, just like make me like cry. That would just really touch me, and I don't know, like really lifted me up. So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for just following me on this journey with me. Last year was a rocky one, I admit it, 인정, but you guys stuck with me, and I'm just like so thankful for that. For you watching this video right now, like thank you so much. Even if you just subscribed today, thank you. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited to give you guys more content this year and to be a better content creator, and I don't know, just be there for you. I really love you guys so much, and I'm just incredibly thankful for you, and just how amazing you all are. So on that really cheesy dramatic note, I will end this video. Welcome to 2023, you guys. Let's have a really good time. I'm excited. It should be a good time, but you guys are the best. I love you all so much, and I will see you soon for the next video. Bye guys.